Okay, this is a follow-up video on how to make a stencil for our tyre pot that we just turned in a previous video. So, we're in the messy interior in the jewellery department of our Wizard Workshops, and I've now got a drawing which I did freehand of sunflower, which was one of our most popular stencils that we used to put on our entirely recycled tyre pots. So as you see, that drawing there was done freehand like that. This is engineer's chalk, but I went over it with this all-surface white pencil, sort of a greasy pencil, which is way clearer. So hopefully you can see that clearly enough. And I've got it on a particle board, recycled particle board from the side of the road, and I have got here about a 40-watt soldering iron, which I have beaten into a thin bit and a point at the end. But you can do it with those pyrographic pens, if you can get one. This is pretty good. It's certainly got plenty of oomph. So now what we do for a stencil, of course, is we carefully cut out shapes that we want to be coloured. Usually I spray gold into the onto the stencils. I used to. So against a black background on the tyre in a circle, I'd spray, and I'll show you that in the next video. But here we are. I'll try cutting out a petal of our sunflower, and there we go. Okay. Basically you do that. That's my first petal. So I've done this for other things that have worked really well, to transfer a pattern onto a ferro cement giant gourd, actually. So yeah, they're coming out. The first one I was doing it a bit light. So if you press down onto the board, then it cuts it off really rather lovely. So I'm going to continue around like this, but I'll just mention a few other points. Oh yeah, this is lovely stuff, geotextile. It's actually obviously plastic, but incredibly long-lasting outside, really good for stencils like this, and it's non-woven, and as I showed in the video making the tyre pot, it's ideal for screwing between the sidewall that you cut out and the main tyre, to create a lovely base that the water can get through. So I'm now, after I've done this, I will do the video where I will hopefully spray a beautiful sunflower, which was, yeah, as I say, probably our most popular one. We did roosters, we did ducks, we did all sorts, and gold stencil with a black background and a red painted pot, which I've already done a coat, so it's already dry in the sun. So the whole thing, you could so make a business like I did. I just got too fancy with it, and it was not really worth getting so fancy. But for a backyard business, you pick the right tyres, which cost nothing, bit of black rope for handles, a few screws, and a sharp knife, a steady hand, and you too can make pots. And we used to plant herbs in them, but mostly we just sold the pots in the end, because people just wanted to plant their own plants in them. And an ordinary tyre could fit a lot of plants. You could actually grow a significant amount of things like greens, ideal for greens indoor, on the deck, These tyre pots are almost indestructible. They don't actually meaningfully leach unless they are over 100 degrees centigrade, I've been told, and otherwise they're entirely, excuse the granddad pun, entirely inert. And it's one way to make a virtue out of the necessity of throwing away or otherwise getting rid of in a little city, moderately little city. This by the way I'm doing in dots, because this is meant to be the sunflower seed. So you can get creative in all kinds of ways with this. A hot soldering iron. Anyway, yes, our little city, a million people, and basically this one out of several tyre recycler shredder places in the city, which I used to get the tyres from, they did a million, so they tell me, 1 million tyres every year. So it's a major challenge environmentally, and if they could only be recycled, that would be like truly turned biodegraded. That would be the best of all, I guess. But this is one way to actually make something and postpone the evil day when it goes onto the landfill. In fact, it could last. It'll see me out, this pot that I'm doing. And as I say in the video when I was turning the tyre to make a pot, this is tyre pot. It can easily be painted with just ordinary house paint, acrylic exterior, and it lasts years and years. We've had pots for, I suppose going on a decade or so with no visible loss of or peeling. But you do have to pick a tyre which has not got a shiny, silicone-y, water repellent surface. They all have a bit of a sort of a waxy surface, but with a good scrub they can be very successfully painted. Yeah. So that is passable. I think we'll pass it. I might do a few more random dots, sort of guessing where the seeds would cross over. So there we are, a stencil. And in the next video I'll show the final stages of painting the tyre pot, and I hope you join me. And if you haven't already, subscribe and like, at least like. It's very good to be liked. Okay.